She trusted her. She called her a friend. But in the end, that trust would cost Selena her life. March 31st, 1995. A quiet morning in Corpus Christi, Texas. Inside a modest motel room, two women sit across from each other. One is a rising star, adored by millions. The other? A woman she once called a sister. But in the next few minutes, one of them will pull a trigger. And the other will be running for her life. A single gunshot shatters the silence. A figure stumbles out of the room. Blood soaks through her jacket. She's gasping. Running. Desperate. She reaches the lobby, her vision blurring. Every step feels heavier than the last. She grips the receptionist's desk, struggling to form words. Her voice, once so powerful on stage, now barely a whisper, "Yolanda." 1:58, she collapses. The room erupts into chaos. Hotel staff rush forward, someone grabs a phone, "We need an ambulance." She's been shot. The voice trembles. Panic fills the air. But by the time paramedics arrive, Selena Quintanilla, the queen of Tejano music, is barely holding on. And the woman who pulled the trigger? She's locked inside a truck, holding the gun to her own head, refusing to surrender. But who was she? Who was this woman Selena trusted? And why did she pull the trigger? Stay with me, because this story is just getting started. Every great tragedy starts with trust. And for Selena, that trust began with a woman named Yolanda Saldívar. At first glance, Yolanda was just another fan, one of millions who adored Selena Quintanilla. But unlike the rest, she didn't just admire from afar. She wanted to be close. It started innocently. Yolanda, a quiet but devoted woman, asked if she could start Selena's official fan club. It seemed harmless. A dedicated fan wanting to help the woman she idolized. But obsession is a dangerous thing. She didn't just want to run a fan club. She wanted control. Over time, Selena let Yolanda deeper into her world. First, she became the fan club president. Then, she started managing Selena's growing business empire, handling her boutiques, overseeing finances. And for a while, it worked. But here's the thing about trust. It can blind you. People around Selena started noticing things. Employees. Friends. Even family. They whispered warnings, uneasy about Yolanda's influence. She was controlling. Paranoid. Possessive. Staff at the boutique noticed money disappearing. Orders were placed that no one authorized. Fan club members never received the merchandise they paid for. But when confronted, Yolanda always had an excuse. A reason. A carefully crafted lie. And Selena? She refused to believe it. She was kind. Loyal. Too trusting. And that mistake would prove fatal. By early 1995, the whispers of embezzlement, missing funds, and betrayal had grown too loud to ignore. Selena's father, Abraham Quintanilla, had seen enough. He demanded answers. Inside Selena's home, a storm was brewing. Abraham confronted Yolanda, his voice sharp, demanding explanations. "Where is the money, Yolanda?" But she denied everything. Tears. Excuses. Desperate pleas. She swore she was innocent. That it was all a misunderstanding. But Abraham had proof. Fan club members were coming forward. Boutique employees were speaking out. The truth was catching up. And Selena? She was torn. She had trusted Yolanda. Defended her. But now, the evidence was undeniable. This was the breaking point. For the first time, Selena began pulling away. And for Yolanda, that was unbearable. She called Selena, begging to meet. She had something to return, important business records. Selena hesitated. She wanted to move on. But she agreed. She would meet Yolanda one last time. At the Days Inn Motel. What Selena didn't know was that she would never leave that room the same way she entered. She thought she was coming for records. She had no idea she was walking into a trap. She had come for papers. But she would never make it back home. Inside room 158 of the Days Inn Motel, Selena sat across from Yolanda Saldívar, waiting for the documents. But there were no records. No receipts. No apology. Just a gun. Selena turned to leave. And that's when, bang! The sound of a single gunshot shattered the silence. The bullet ripped through Selena's right shoulder, tearing through an artery. Her heart pounded. Adrenaline surged. But she wasn't thinking about herself. She was thinking about getting help. Blood trailing behind her, Selena ran. Step after step, she pushed forward, staggering toward the motel lobby. Banging on the glass door. Pleading. Gasping. The receptionist froze in horror. Selena's white jogging suit was soaked in red. And with the last strength she had left, she collapsed. Her final words? She whispered the name of her killer. Yolanda. 158, the motel staff rushed to call 911. In the background, chaos. Panic. The operator's voice steady but urgent. "Ma'am, I need you to stay with me," the staff member screaming, "She's been shot. She's bleeding everywhere." And then, Selena's breathing slowed. Her eyes fluttered shut. The world was losing a star. But while Selena was fighting for her life, Yolanda was holding a gun to her own head. Police found her in her truck, parked just outside the motel. A 9-hour standoff. Tears. Shaking hands. Suicidal threats. "I didn't mean to kill her," Yolanda cried. But the gun had already fired. And Selena was already gone. The trial was swift. The verdict? Inevitable. Yolanda Saldívar, the woman Selena had once trusted, defended, and even called a friend, was found guilty of first-degree murder. The sentence? Life in prison. No parole until at least 2025. But for Selena's family, for her millions of fans, for the world, no sentence could ever bring her back. March 31, 1995. A date forever etched in history. The streets of Corpus Christi, Texas, were lined with thousands of fans, weeping, holding candles, playing her songs. Her funeral, a sea of white roses, sobbing loved ones, silent heartbreak. A star taken too soon. But her light never faded. Her voice still echoes through time. Albums that shattered records. A biopic starring Jennifer Lopez that introduced Selena's story to a new generation. Each year, fans gather, sing, celebrate, remember. Selena's dreams didn't die that day. They lived on through her music. She wasn't taken by an enemy. She was betrayed by someone she trusted the most. A heartbreaking reminder that sometimes, the biggest threats don't come from the outside, but from the people we let into our lives.